Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Welcome to your reading. We are in March. I'm going to look at your overall energy right now, your challenge, you and your person. Overall energy is the Eight of Pentacles, right? So it gives me a more grounded, earthy energy and sort of a mundane energy, just sort of focusing and trying to just make it through, you know, kind of focus on what's important, your responsibilities. It could be your job, a new job, you know, things like that. And it is just a time period when you pull the Eight of Pentacles as a current energy. It really is an energy of just focusing on what you can control, what you're doing, and what is important to you right now. So no major decisions really during this time period. It's just about maintaining and staying focused and knowing that your work is going to pay off, knowing that things, if you have been putting in all the effort to get to where you're at right now, things are going to improve, right? So let's see your energy. What's going on with you? I see the Five of Pentacles. So you can see the contrast here. You're a Five of Pentacles energy, but the energy around you is the Eight of Pentacles. And it's saying like you're still maintaining, you're still doing well, you're still, whatever it is that you've been focused on, your energy and putting all the work and all the effort into is still, you're on the right, you know, you're on the right track. It's just that you're not seeing positive results as quickly right now, or you're not seeing the end game, or you may be even questioning whether or not you're ever going to get there, right? And this could be, you know, we're talking about a love relationship as well too, but first the energy around you is affecting you in all ways, not just with your love relationship, right? So I see the Five of Pentacles for you, and it can just feel like, you know, sometimes you're so close, but it seems like, you know, you're still far away from your destination. You want to connect with somebody, or you feel like somebody is keeping you distant, right? And it just never seems to be comfortable. There always seems to be a difficult time or challenge, or you feel like it's very challenging for you right now. But the thing is that, you know, consistency, happiness, and always feeling comfortable is not always, it's not something that you reach and it just stays that way. There's always going to be something else shifting or turning that can make it seem like you're losing something, all right? But this energy here is showing you, you know, just to remain grounded during this time period. Some things may feel off with you in another situation. Maybe there is some distance between you and another person, right? And you're not seeing the two of you really work things out right now. So what's your biggest challenge here? The Chariot card is showing me, you know, what could you do to help shift this? And I see the Four of Swords. So your message is quite clear here. And this right here is going to be where I put your person's energy. You know, the Five of Pentacles and the challenge, the Chariot card, feeling stuck, feeling like something's not going anywhere. You know, just not sure if you're you know, your person might not be feeling like they're putting the work in. Maybe they're not meeting your needs. You just don't feel like they're on the same page as you, because it looks like you're wanting to go somewhere. You're wanting some sense of freedom too, right? And you may be in a situation that is keeping you stuck, keeping you feeling like, you know, maybe you're not feeling like you both are working together here, or everybody's working with you. You're not feeling so supported. There just seems to be something off or something difficult in your situation. But right now, before I even look at your person, I'm seeing here that it might just be that you need to slow down for a minute, because the energies right now are slowing down a little bit. You know, there's a time to take action, there's a time to move, and there's a time to just kind of maintain. And this Eight of Pentacles is telling me right now that you're maybe kind of enduring a difficult time with a person or relationship, or feeling like you know, maybe you're not just getting a return of investment in a relationship, or you're waiting for somebody to return, right? And there could be some silence here with your person here, and you're having a hard time dealing with things not moving. Okay, so let's look at your person and their challenge and how they view you. Your person is showing up as Two of Pentacles. Their biggest challenge here is the Six of Swords. All right. And how do they view you? I'm seeing the Fool card. Again, I'm getting this like real strong freedom energy. It's almost like somebody feels like maybe they should let you go. But there's still a question here. Your person, the Two of Pentacles, very overwhelmed energy with the challenge of the Six of Swords. It's like this person is not seeing a clear path forward. So you are seeing you both are kind of challenged right now when it comes to the situation. And for you, it's just like you're ready to jump forward no matter what and take it as it comes, right? But you're being asked here, the Four of Swords, to kind of sit back a little bit and relax here in a way. Let a person figure out their shit, right? This is something that they need to figure out which path they're going on, because it looks like your person here is having a difficult time choosing a lane, choosing which path to go forward, choosing to move forward with you. But at the same time, it's like, I don't want to see you go either, because the way they view you is the Fool card. They see you as somebody who could bring a lot of potential into their life, a huge opportunity here to build something and go. But your person is very hesitant. Now, you may be feeling let down by this person, or feeling like you're struggling because you may be able to see the potential in this person and where you guys can go. And it's really driving you mad. It's creating this overwhelming anxiety within you. And, the Eight of Pentacles here can tell me that you could be hyper focused on the chariot, like needing it to move, needing it to go. And that's going to create more anxiety for you. And your person here is feeling more overwhelmed by any pressure that might be coming in, especially if the challenge is the Six of Swords and this person can't figure out what they want. They can't see their future. They don't know their path, their passion, and they don't know what they want with this relationship either, especially if you guys have been going back and forth for quite some time. You may be ready to evolve, ready to have freedom. You may be ready to move forward and establish yourself in a relationship. And this person here is second guessing everything. All right. So let's see what might shift with them this week and what should you do. Now I'm seeing the Page of Pentacles shifting for them. So it almost feels like your person this week is going to have some sort of understanding of how to make this work, right? You may receive some sort of conversation or a message from this person just saying, how are you? What's up? Or let's talk, right? And it's good if you're in the relationship with this person. It looks as though this person could be finally making a decision, making plans to figure out a way forward, because you can see that they're struggling with letting you go, but at the same time, or letting this opportunity go, but at the same time, they see you as somebody that is really spontaneous, really all about growth, and just wants to, take on and tackle and move forward. You have such an excitement about you. You have this energy about you that I don't want to stay stuck in this energy. And if somebody's going to keep making you feel like they're distant from you or not into this, it's going to this week really create really this energy of I've got to go. Like you might find yourself, for some of you, just throwing the towel in and being like, if this person doesn't want to be with me, want to connect with me, I am going to just go do my own thing. But what I see is it's changing, it's turning, because your person here might be struggling with which direction to go, but you can see that your energy, major arcana, is pulling them towards you. They know something is here. All right. They may not have known, or seen you the way, they do now, is what I'm feeling here, because I'm seeing how they view you, the Fool card. And I'm seeing the Six of Cups, right? So it feels like somebody, maybe judged you, maybe judged the situation, maybe felt like you were moving too fast, maybe even rejected you, right? And you didn't know why. I'm getting kind of a feeling here that somebody here just felt like they couldn't keep up with you, and you were moving too fast, right? And somebody couldn't decide whether or not you guys really had enough in common to really move forward here. But now you see that they're realizing that there's something more here between the two of you. So this could be a start to a new relationship. This could be something that's been forming over time. Even if this is a relationship that you've been in for a while, and you guys have been going back and forth about where this relationship is going, and you feel like you're just constantly dealing with somebody who won't move. You feel like the energy won't move. You're seeing here that it's because a person felt something with you, right? But they just couldn't define it yet, and they were overthinking the situation. And now the opportunity here is for them to finally, you see the 6 here. It's like, it almost feels like giving in to your energy and just saying, you know what, I might not have all the answers here yet, but I definitely can see, or I feel some sort of energy with Leo that I'm feeling pulled in this direction anyway. So I might as well, go for it, right? Now, the Page of Pentacles is a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy, and it can be somebody here that really overthinks things and really wants to make sure that this is stable before they can move forward. But you can see earthy energy, and you can see that you have this very fast kind of like just go for it energy. But it's what's going to bring you guys together here. It's what's going to bring this bond and make it stronger. And the 2 of Pentacles here, it does show me that the 2 of you are just so different that you're constantly having to find some sort of balance in this connection. How does that look? It might be, maybe you're somebody that needs constant communication, constant movement in your relationship to validate that this relationship is going somewhere. And your person here is somebody that needs more time and patience just to see how things play out. And you're more about inspiration and intuition, and just know that you learn through experience. You just go and you see where it takes you. But your person is a planner, somebody here that just has to, take it one step at a time. And if you can find this healthy balance with each other, we're seeing here that this is really going to play out well. It could really start this week to really shift for you. Now, the 4 of Swords is, telling me here that everything here, even with the 8 of Pentacles, it's sort of an energy that's going against what you really want. You may be misreading the silence or misreading the energy. You're wanting to take action during a time period that might be asking you just to focus on, maybe your job, your work, your home, your responsibilities. Just kind of get your mind off things, right, for a minute, because what you're seeing in a situation, or what you think somebody is thinking about you, is not quite what you're thinking. And you may be over focusing to a point where you're starting to feel rejected, especially if there's been a certain amount of space between you and another person. Out of sight, out of mind, sometimes for some people, but out of sight means you're more in my mind because I'm missing you too. And I'm really thinking about you, and I can't stop thinking about you. But we can't figure that out if we don't allow a little bit more time and space for somebody else to figure out what they need, right? And I know some of you are probably like, well, too bad, and that ship's sailing. And that might be true for some of you, but that also could be what is the catalyst for change when your person decides to, realize, I need to step up, I need to make it work, I need to put more effort into this connection. So what should you do right now? It looks like your person's shifting. What does Spirit think you should do regardless of what they're doing? And I see the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune is just talking about, the time will play out in this aspect here. You have good fortune on your side. This is, up to, divine in a way. You can look at it that way. Whereas everything we've done will play out, if we have all our ducks in a row, we made good choices. But if we have fought the cycle and we're impatient and don't want to let time play out, with that Wheel of Fortune, then sometimes karma happens. We push things or force things, and then we deal with the consequences that we could have avoided. And so the Wheel of Fortune is just sort of trusting in fate at this point right now, this week. Now, I don't always say that way, but this week it feels like, the tables are turning, and somebody is definitely shifting their perception of this situation. All right, somebody is doing a lot more than just ignoring or avoiding you, even if you're in the same house. They're really going back and forth trying to figure out what they can do. Now, I kind of passed this card and didn't stay on it very long, but the Six of Cups, is telling me here that this is somebody that feels very, very close to you, feels very fond with you, but may have a hard time connecting emotionally right away, right? So you may be feeling some sort of connection with somebody and wondering why they're not reciprocating. And this is why you keep hanging on, right? Because you feel something, but you can't put the pieces together. And this is somebody that might be pushing you away at first, but at the same time, your person could be dealing with something where, they just don't want to jump in too quickly if they just got out of something, or they're questioning whether they can keep up with you, or they're questioning at times whether or not you guys can see eye to eye if you're in a relationship and if you really can make it work. But what's going to pull you guys together is this strong bond, because there is something here stronger than the problem itself. Okay, so let's look at Aries through Pisces, and I'm going to see each zodiac sign, all right, and see what's shifting for them. We got that Page of Pentacles. It looks like communication. It looks like somebody here wanting to compromise, wanting to talk things out, wanting to try something different with you. Now, if you're in a relationship with somebody, or you've been struggling with somebody, this Page of Pentacles is saying you gotta do something different here. I mean, you can keep fighting readers, you can keep fighting me, you can keep fighting whatever, and if it's not working and the problem keeps coming back and you can't seem to get past it, then the Page of Pentacles is saying you've got to try something different, right? Because you keep getting the same result, and that is feeling like somebody's not home, or you're not being invited in, right? Feeling like somebody does not want to put the effort in, when I'm seeing here that somebody truly does. So the Page of Pentacles is taking a step back and really trying to understand one another and what each other needs in a relationship. And it's, so I know some of you are probably like, well, I'm not getting my needs, I need them to step up more. All right, so that's a challenge, right? So what is it that they really need from you? And that's going to be the question that you have to ask. What is it that they need, and why won't they give to you? And that's how you're going to look and kind of work a different route to see how can we bring this together. Because you might be saying somebody's not putting in the effort, somebody's not working for me, somebody's not showing up for me, but they might be saying something like, you're not giving me what I need, and or I'm not feeling comfortable with what's happening here because something does feel off. But so it's going to be hard to look at it from that way. If you want to see if you really want this to come together, it really is about putting your shoes on, putting the other person's shoes on, and looking at it from their perspective and seeing what's going on with them, so you can understand how they're viewing you or in the situation. And that's what I'll see with Aries through Pisces. So Aries, I see the Hierophant. All right, so it looks like Aries is questioning whether or not you guys truly have the same values, and if you guys can, commit and you can make this work. I mean, this is very valuable. They look at you and they're wondering if, you guys share the same, values about a relationship, trust, loyalty, commitment, long-term, single. Whether we want traditional relationship or we want an open relationship, So commitment values seems to be really important to your Aries, and whether or not you guys are on the same track. But the Hierophant shows me that there's potential for you guys this week to level up in a relationship. Taurus, the High Priestess, all right? So Taurus sees potential here. Taurus sees potential in the relationship, but it seems like they know what they want. They watch, they listen, they observe, but they're not ready to, or they don't know how to bring it into reality, right? So it's like they might go quiet when things get tough, or when we start asking hard questions, or we start wondering what's next in a relationship. It looks like your Taurus might pull back a little bit, and that again is that Page of Pentacles energy, where I'm just not sure what my next step is. So it kind of feels like they're trying to figure out what to do next, and before they just jump in. Gemini, I see the devil card. So Gemini could be dealing with an addiction, could be dealing with some of their own triggers and traumas around a connection, their own desires, maybe bad habits, maybe, in a relationship. So it seems like, you and a Gemini may trigger one another because you're ready to get past something, but there's a strong attachment that your Gemini has, and maybe they just can't control their temptations, their urges, and it stresses you out. So this is going to be difficult for you and a Gemini maybe this week. It is about unfolding or trying to figure out why we trigger each other so much. Cancer, Six of Pentacles, right? So we're seeing a Cancer here, Six of Pentacles, really wanting to give to this. So it looks like you and Cancer this week, really trying to figure out how to make each other happy. All right, so expect some sort of investment this week, maybe from a Cancer. Leo, King of Cups, right? Leo, Leo, Leo. I mean, you are showing up as somebody who's very emotional and somebody here who knows what they want and really feels deeply and wants to connect and wants to grow in a relationship. But it does look like somebody's making you feel insecure about the relationship and where things are going, right? So I am seeing here that you have more influence over somebody than you realize, and it's you may be just again needing to slow down a little bit, from maybe wanting somebody to process their feelings faster is what I'm thinking, if somebody just can't keep up with you. But it looks like you and another Leo really get each other, and this week you could be leveling up in your relationship emotionally. Virgo, Knight of Wands, right? So Virgo definitely wants this. This week you could notice a huge shift in their reactions to you and how quickly they respond to you. There's a lot of chemistry here with a Virgo. Libra, Queen of Swords, right? So Libra really, really figuring out what they want, and a conversation around honesty and what matters most could be happening this week. You may finally get clarity and truth with them. Again, they could be dealing, you had the Two of Pentacles. They could be having difficulties because of a past person, and it's really affecting them in their perspective of you, especially if it's a fresh person coming out of a relationship and it was a shitty relationship according to them. Anything that if they feel pressure or rushed, they may immediately pull back their energy because they think it's going to be like it was before. Right. But it does look like they may see you differently now. They're starting to see you with clear eyes. Scorpio, Nine of Pentacles, right? So Scorpio looking like they're ready to step up and invest this week. You have very grounded energy with them, very positive energy with them. So this week, maybe you guys will feel like you're finally getting from A to B, or finally taking that next step here. And things maybe feeling like they're stuck, but it doesn't look like so much any longer with a Scorpio. And Sagittarius too as well. It looks like Sag has got their eye on you. Things are still growing with you, and they still see a future here, and it's a very positive one. So this week something may manifest with them, and you may see that they just really see you as this very warm, kind-hearted, loving person that they maybe didn't see before. Maybe before they really I want to go back to this too here. The Chariot and the Fool can come across as somebody that moves on quickly, if they don't get what they want, or if once they get what they want, they can move on. They're just after the next best thing too, right? And avoiding commitments, and just kind of riding through. So somebody may be a little bit nervous with you, and that could be why they were moving a little bit slower. Capricorn, I see the Eight of Swords. All right. So maybe this week you're going to start finding out why a Capricorn's been holding back. They may have been more stressed out or doubtful of this connection. All right. And it seems like there could be a breakthrough this week, finally realizing that it's their own fears in this relationship. And you see a Capricorn, maybe a conversation, realizing that they may have been projecting onto you. Aquarius, Judgment as well too. So it looks like Aquarius may have misjudged the situation. Maybe they didn't see their part, or they saw you as something else, or a certain way, and it feels like now they're seeing you differently, and they're seeing that this could really turn into something. The Fool card here is what's leading this. It's telling me that's the way they view you, as somebody that has pure potential to really go anywhere in this relationship. So very positive energy with an Aquarius. And Pisces, right? Finally getting clarity, maybe seeing through everything, finally seeing through the noise, and finally having an aha moment about the connection, and finally realizing, maybe I do need to give a little bit more to the connection, all right? Or I need to finally speak up and make this happen, all right? So seeing some fresh energy come in with a Pisces. So if you have a question on your mind, I will do yes or no for you. All right. I have, look at this, the Chariot card. You have a yes. This is where, like, if you can follow and you can see the connections and you see the synchronicities, it's just wild to me. You have Cancer energy. Cancer could be very important. The number 7, but your challenge was the Chariot, and I am seeing the Chariot. And up here, the 8 of Pentacles and the 5 of Pentacles. Maybe you feeling like you're just not getting there, but you are. You are getting there. And it's, you don't always have to be moving for things to be moving. And that's what I'm feeling like. It just feels like some of you need constant movement or validation in a connection, that it's improving, that it's growing, that it's going. And you're dealing with the personality of somebody that doesn't quite see it that way. It's more like slowing down and, just kind of enjoying the moment. And it's just a different temperament, but you are seeing that you're getting to some sort of victory, and somebody is very pulled towards you. All right. And somebody sees you as somebody as pure potential. And I love you guys. Take care.